Sin City, the diamond in the desert, is the stage for the opening race of round 2 of the Midwest Sim Racing Association Truck Series presented by VFW Playoffs. 8 drivers vie for the 4 reserve spots down in Phoenix for the championship finale to decide who wins it all. The high-intensity playoff racing action is coming at you live on PitStop TV. Welcome and thank you all for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action here at the virtual Las Vegas, Nevada. Jacob Zala and Trey Schulderturf alongside me this evening, and we're ready for the Midwest Sim Racing Association Truck Series drivers to take to the graduated banking at the 1.5 mile Speedway in the desert. Jacob, the trucks at Las Vegas are always a great time. What are you thinking as a driver, maybe a playoff driver, at a track that drives like a super speedway?
Well, I mean, as a playoff driver, you got to be very, very cautious here tonight. Again, drives like a super speedway, so you're going to be depending reluctantly on the draft. You see 17 and 20 degrees of banking in the corners for both turns 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's 17 to the bottom and then 20 up to the wall for both corners. So the corners are very banked, and it's going to be, again, dependent on draft. So you're going to have to hope and pray that you don't get a caution or you're in a wreck.
Yep, absolutely. And that progressive banking is a huge reason on why we see pack racing basically here. Because the high side, even though it's the longest way around, it's the most banked. So you don't have to turn the wheel as much, you don't scrub as much speed, and you're able to carry more speed through the corners. I mean, on the flip side of that, you have, the bottom side, which is the shortest way around, but it's the least banked by only about 3 degrees. And you're scrubbing more speed. And anyway, there's pros and cons to the bottom side and the high side, and why one works and why one works for one driver and the other may not work for the other, and vice versa. And that'll be a huge reason on why we see pack-esque racing tonight here at Las Vegas. So we mentioned this is the second round of the playoffs. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings coming into tonight's race. With all of the bonus points tallied and all that, Alan Dobbs has 67 points above the cut line. That is 45 points over John Gifford in second, and Matt Dyer only has 4 above the cut line, and it's Noble. Chuck Waldrop had a phenomenal performance last week at Bristol to get himself to this point. John Binder, Matt Knight, and Zenla Collins, the 8 drivers in the playoffs, and you can see the rest of the drivers that aren't in the playoffs. So Greg Newsom, the driver leading the way of the non-playoff drivers. Bill Dolph also eliminated at Bristol, and then Richard Clement actually will not be having the chance to compete with Newsom and Bill Dahl because they get reset to 2,000, not to their point totals prior to playoffs. But with that being said, Jacob, take a look at the point standings. We'll keep a focus here on the playoff standings. And I mean, we saw what Waldrop did at Bristol. What say you about these standings? Who's in right now? Who may be out? Who's maybe out right now that may be in 3 weeks' time?
You look at John Binder right there in 6th, outside the cut with 1 point behind, but he could easily sneak his way in. He's a really great driver, and we've seen so in the MSRA Truck Series, and to see him out by 1 point, I think that's going to change sometime soon.
I definitely could agree with that. I need to see a little bit more from Matt Dyer personally to see who's going to be a true contender. Now, as I say that, Matt Dyer is top of the practice charts, so maybe he'll shut me right up. We'll have to see what happens. Noble and Waldrop, by the way, they are tied at the cut line. That's going to be very intriguing to see how that all goes by. We've seen Matt Knight have spurts of greatness, and Zenla Collins, of course, has his good runs as well. He's up in 3rd right now on the practice charts. This is a tough group of 8 drivers. This is going to be very intriguing to see how it all goes down. But with that being said, we're in the waning minutes of practice here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back on the far side with continuing pre-race coverage, qualifying coverage, and of course, the race from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway here for the Midwest Sim Racing Association Truck Series, presented by VFW Round 18 of 22 here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Las Vegas Motorist Speedway. We're here for race 18 of 22 of the Midwest Sim Racing Association Truck Series presented by VFW. We're into their second round of the playoffs, the opening race of their second round of the playoffs. And it's going to be a great time tonight. Truck Series, Las Vegas, always, always, always a great spectacle, no matter the drivers. I'm expecting the same tonight. Hopefully that carries on through. Of course, we have a whole slew of partners to thank here at PitStop TV for making things possible for us every day that we have one of these shows. And again, we couldn't do it without all the help from Tucson Sound Art. Your picture, your music. You provide the image that you want, and we will custom create a beautifully framed, high-quality canvas with a built-in Bluetooth speaker. With Sound Art, you get the best of both worlds. Visit TucsonSoundArt.com for additional info and make sure you use promo code PitStop TV at checkout for 10% off of your purchase. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. With locations in Auburn, Lewiston, Naples, and Saco, Maine, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine owner Ashley Boyer is a certified micropigmentation specialist who provides professional, safe, and personalized services. You can contact Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine at permanentmakeupinmaine.com, or you can call or text them at 207-358-8683. Whiplash Media specializes in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing, camera packs, and more. The official graphic and camera provider of PitStop TV, and you can grab your iBroadcast cameras today at www.pitstoptv.com. And of course, a huge shout out to our friends at BAM Racing Videos, by a race fan for the racing community. Check them out on Facebook for all the high quality short track racing action from their Facebook page. And with that being said, Jacob, Under 2 minutes of practice left here in the practice session at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. These drivers well on their way. Alan Dobbs, no surprise, is top of the practice charts right now.
Yeah, Alan Dobbs running a really quick lap of a 30.482 here, and really 2/10 up on Matt Dyer right now.
Yeah, Matt Dyer held the practice time lead, the practice chart lead for quite a little bit. We're going to actually go on board here with Matt Dyer, who's currently on the bottom side of the racetrack. Never mind, I thought he was on a lap, so he'll bring that back to the pit lane. Let's catch up with Zenla Collins, though, driver of the number 29. We'll get to see kind of a preference. I think these drivers by themselves are gonna want to run right up against that white line on the bottom side of corners. But look at how late he gets to that white line. I mean, that's such a late turn in, and he's carrying so much speed because of that. And here he comes to the line, Zenla Collins at the number 29. He might be on a long run here. He improves to third.
Yeah,
he's on third.
He's still in third. He ran a 7.18 this time, 0.718 this time instead of a 2.9. So a little bit quicker, but not as quick as Alan Dobbs or Matt Dyer.
Justin Carey in the 21. We saw him show some muscle last week at Bristol, right up against that white line there in 1 and 2. And I'm waiting to see if any of these drivers are going to be vying for that top side. I know definitely in qualifying, the top side in 3 and 4 is going to be relatively easy to do just because of the banking help.
Yeah, it might be easier to do, but for a fast lap, you're definitely not want to go. You are definitely going to want to go to the top side. It's going to be all to the bottom in the turns, but in the race, you'll definitely see guys using the top side for speed, try to get around people, and maybe save some tires.
Absolutely. So practice time is winding down, and well, we'll take a look at Vinales back straight away as the session switches over. We are now into the qualifying session. 5 minutes to set your times. We'll see drivers decide to make their way out onto the track first. Right now, we have Zenla Collins taking to the track first. Let's catch up with Zenla.
Yeah, he's going to go out of pit lane here, and he was third quickest in practice, so we'll see if he can replicate that time and put himself back in third, or maybe get faster than Matt Dyer and Alan Dobbs, or we'll see.
We will see what happens. Getting up to speed now on the back straightaway is the 29 Zenla Collins. What I meant, the high side in 34, I meant, running on the warm-up lap, but even that, Zenla Collins is not going to do that, and we'll see how it fares for him. Zenla Collins coming through turns 3-4 into the front straightaway. Let's ride on board with the 29.
You're going to see it here. He's going to try and cut as low as he can, get to that white line through turns 1 and 2, and he's going to not get as close as maybe he would like to the white line. He's going to go right up to the wall there, and he's going to replicate that same thing in 3 and 4.
Now, very intriguing when I'm watching with Zenla Collins. Look at this hand placement. Look, that wheel is constantly turning to the left. It's very intriguing to me. I think he has his offset set in a certain way, potentially to help out with tire wear. The first time on the board, we'll put him top of the chart. That will only make sense. We'll catch up with some other drivers. That will be 88 of Sean Giroux. John Giroux actually wrapped up his laps. Will be coming to a stop here. We'll catch up John Binder, who is sideways through 3 and 4. He'll hold on to the number 33 truck. Looks like I might have to give it another go. And it looks like a lot of these drivers are putting all their eggs into that basket for lap number 1. Or do they only get 1 lap? A lot of drivers are finishing after 1 lap.
Yeah, it looks like they're only going to be getting 1 lap tonight. So 1 lap and you're done. So make it your quickest.
Well, John Binder struggled on his lap sideways through 3 and 4. Chris Noble and Corey Hassler bringing up 6th and 7th. Now we have John Gifford in the 82 coming out onto the racetrack to show his might.
Yeah, and Gifford's a really fast driver, and he was close to beating Alan Dobbs last week at Bristol, but couldn't quite get it done. So we'll see if he can maybe get his mojo back and win here in Vegas tonight.
Absolutely. We will then see John Gifford. This is his warm-up lap, so he's getting ready to start his time lap, and we'll fly right on by here. Let's ride on board with the 82 truck. And you'll see here, and again, a lot of these drivers are going for that late turn. He's actually not getting down to that white line. He's staying on that seam above the white line. I don't know if that's by choice, but I mean, that seemed pretty stable on the seam. So I feel like that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah, he's probably just trying it, and I think, oh, we got a little loose. I don't think he's going to get a faster lap than Zendela Collins here, but he'll cross the line, and he will get a...
I'll put him second quickest, so it was fast, just not fast enough. And we still await some other drivers to take to the track. With now 90 seconds remaining, Matt Dyer has just crossed the line, and the 2 truck of Matt Dyer will go top of the charts with a 30.710. How about Chuck Waldrop, the driver who lit up the show last week at Bristol and found his way into this next round of playoffs in pretty remarkable fashion at that.
Yeah, he did really well beating Greg Newsom, and that 8-point gap he had to Greg Newsom was enough for him to make it in. And Greg Newsom was having good runs, but couldn't quite beat Chuck Waldrop, missing every wreck that he could and making sure that his truck was fine to the end. And that's all it took for him to make it into the next round.
So I'm looking at it here. Alan Dobbs set a lap time, but I think it was invalidated. He might have wrecked it out of 4 just like Chuck Waldrop. He's going around.
Oh, no, that's not what you want to see from your driver of the 7 truck. And that's going to end his lap, and he won't be able to qualify.
Well, that one is certainly going to hurt, but I think it's showing a lot about how these trucks handle here. And this is Justin Carey, and this is going to be his kind of one and only go at a timed lap here across the line. I'll put it 9th quickest out of 11, but well, Chuck Waldrop, Alan Dobbs, the 2 drivers I know that set lap times that did not get scored. So 2 playoff drivers going to be starting from the heart of the pack.
Yeah, Alan Dobbs is going to have to drive around traffic, and he was quick in practice. Again, couldn't quite get a qualifying lap down, so he's going to have to get through that traffic as quick as he can if he wants to get this lead.
Absolutely, and well, with that being said, we'll take a look at our starting lineup, and the person who will be starting from the lead, from the pole, driver of the number 2, the driver who led practice most of the way tonight, Matt Dyer, in that 2 truck. To his outside will be the 29 of Zendela Collins. Remember, on the outside looking in, Matt Dyer, 3rd on the playoff standings coming into today's race. Zendela Collins on the outside looking in, needs to have a good run. Starting 2nd will set him up well to do so. John Gifford there in the 82 will start in 3rd. Rick Webb in the 3 will start to his outside in 4th. Row number 3 will be the 4 of Richard Clement, the 11 of Matt Knight. Row number 4, it'll be the 88 of Sean Giroux, the 33 of John Binder, and in row number 5 will be the 21 of Justin Carey, the 53 of Chris Noble.
Row number 6 will be Corey Hassler and Alan Dobbs. Row number 7 will be Chuck Waldrop and John Verga. Row number 8 will be Greg Newsom and Bill Dolph. Row number 9 will be Jordan Brockel and Michael Sestini.
Well, that'll do it for tonight's starting lineup. 18 trucks getting ready to go from the 1.5 mile diamond in the desert, and these drivers have all made it to the grid and are getting ready to go. Nice to see Jordan Brockel back in the series. John Verga making one of his MSRA Truck Series starts. To our knowledge, he may have made starts earlier in the season that we are not aware of, but we now wait these drivers to go on their 1 formation lap tonight, and there are stages in tonight's race. I think that is very important to mention, as always. Their stages are going to be at the completion of lap 30 and the completion of lap 60, so that'll be something to watch out for as well. That being said, we'll take a look at the weather for tonight's event. 85 degrees the track temp, 84 degrees the air temp, so not too much difference in the air and track temp. Winds fairly calm, 5 miles per hour out of the southwest. Here we go, the drivers working their way on their formation lap, and again, like I was saying, Zendela Collins comes in, I believe, 8th coming into today's race via the playoff standings. That's a huge mountain to climb. That mountain gets a little less steep when you start 2nd.
Yeah, he's gonna have a good points day here. I mean, he's just gotta finish up here, up front, maybe even win the race, and he'll have a good points night and be able to get into the next round. But it's all about consistency and finishing this thing out, not getting into any wrecks. That's what Zenlo Collins is gonna be hoping for.
I mean, let's just look at it. I mean, the person who's on the cut line was, oh my goodness, I know Chuck Waldrop was under the cut line. But anyway, we have stages at lap 30, lap 60, and if he's just to stay up here, that's 9 stage points to his name. That'll help him out big time. And we can see that those standings shift a lot tonight. And that's something we're going to have to watch out for, being this is the first race of the second round. Not all too, I guess, important when it comes to determining who will make it into the Championship 4, but you definitely don't want a bad race. So here comes the field off of turn 4. VIRacing.com safety vehicle makes that hard left turn onto the safety of pit lane, and we are green from Las Vegas. Matt Dyer of a race leader, but under heavy attack, and around to the truck in the heart of the field. Oh no, Zenlo Collins! Big wrecking off of turn number 4.
Wow, it goes to show that these trucks are loose. They are very loose going in, and I think whoever that was, I believe it was Zenlo Collins, who just got really loose off of turn 4 there, and it just snapped on him, and it caused the big one.
That's unfortunately exactly what happened, and we'll get a look at it here on the replay. Zenlo Collins, who started the race in second, only 2/3 of a lap into the race, into turn 4, on the high side, trying to give room. It just snaps on him right in front of Richard Clement. We got the track will clip the 88 of Sean Giroux, the 33 of John Binder. Hard hit there for the 22 of Alan Dobbs, the point leader. And he's got a 45-point margin. And that's huge. You see there the 25 as well of Corey Hassler.
Yeah, big hit for our points leader, Alan Dobbs, and I'm looking at it now. It doesn't look like he has too much damage to that truck. Oh, he's bent up on the front end. Gonna fix that damage, and hopefully he's good to go, but man, being that points leader, you definitely
Corey Hassler got loose right in front of him.
Yeah, that didn't help either.
Oh, man.
Oh! Nothing Alan Dobbs could do there. Couldn't avoid it, and man, tough sight to see our points leader in an accident like that.
Few playoff drivers in that one. Also, 33 of John Binder up there throwing a good run. He was to the outside of Corey Hassler to see what he saw from the in-car. The truck spin up the track and just nowhere to go.
Yeah, and John Binder is right under the cut line, so that doesn't help him whatsoever in his situation getting into that wreck. I mean, he may not have too much damage, so he could be able to get this thing out there, but definitely with that front end damage, it's going to hurt him a little bit.
So it was Chris Noble, the driver that was on the cut line coming into today's race. I don't know if I should reference that anymore because the standings are all sorts of messed up now. With that, Zenlo Collins was at the moment, I think when we went green, he was flirting on the cut line, looking back into the playoffs, and now he's got some work cut out for him. And man, just how things change. And I mean, let's just look at it. I mean, our point leader is still here on the pit lane, Alan Dobbs, at 22.
Yeah, that's going to hurt him a little bit, but I mean, he's still got a 45-point cushion. So, I mean, Matt Dyer winning this race could ultimately help Matt Dyer's situation. I think at this point, Alan Dobbs just has to finish and he'll gain some points, but we'll see what happens here if he doesn't end up finishing.
Well, we're working our first caution of the evening, and well, at that, I want to bring up the driver who is currently, leading the race, Matt Dyer. And Matt, you got 2/3 of a lap of green flag racing. How's the truck feeling?
It feels pretty good. Maybe like a tad bit loose on the beginning of a run, but I think it's going to be pretty hard to pull away from people with just how strong the draft is. So I fully expect it to be more like pack racing in general. But I think I think we'll stay packed up until that last run after the second stage, and once we get green flag stops, I think we'll spread out.
Right, when you're in that pack racing scenario, we know you got the pole, we know you're fast in practice by yourself. When you're in that pack, what's the plan to kind of maintain that track position? Is it just kind of hold that white line, or what are you thinking?
No, like, as the run goes along, I think everyone will start migrating towards the top. The top is definitely the preferred on the long run, but I think the first half of a run, definitely people are going to be fighting for the bottom.
So you come into today's race only 4 points above the cut line. Think about playoffs. You are the pole sitter leading laps here. With the run so far, I know we're only on lap 5 at 134, and I guess this is more of a question. How do you feel heading into this round about your chances to stay above that cut line?
I think I feel pretty good. I've almost won Vegas in the springtime, but unfortunate, events with lap traffic. But I feel pretty good. As long as I can just keep doing my top 5 finishes, I think I'll make it to the championship 4.
Right on. Well, Matt, y'all are approaching the back straightaway here, so we'll give you the opportunity here to shout out whoever get a shout out. Thank you, whoever get a thank for putting this 2 truck on the pole and looking pretty sporty tonight.
Just shout out, to Red Rhino Construction, BRN, Raise Energy, Rep Sports, just everyone, at CEM Motorsports. So, huge shout out to them.
Right on. Well, Matt, we'll let you get back to it, and best luck to your driver. Hopefully, we'll talk to you a little bit more later on.
Thank you.
Driver of the number 2, Matt Dyer, VRV race leader, and now we'll approach and we'll do this all again, and this time with a couple less trucks. It'll be VIRacing.com safety vehicle making that hard left turn into the safety up pit lane, and well, here we go. We are back to racing from Sin City. With all the damaged vehicles, the pack looks like it's gotten relatively spread out, but how about Rick Webb putting himself up into second and contending now with Matt Dyer?
Yeah, Rick Webb peeking to the inside here. He's going to try and go side by side with Matt Dyer. He's going to hit the bottom line, get loose a little bit. Matt Dyer's going to be able to keep it in the lead right now, as Rick Webb is going to try and peek to the inside here. He's not going to be able to get it. Matt Dyer's going to block the inside.
Yeah, Rick Webb got very sideways there through 1 and 2, and I think Matt Dyer knows that he just kind of has to hold that middle lane. He should be A-okay at holding on to this race lead. We have about, what is this, a 7-truck pack, and here comes Rick Webb to the bottom side again, and he hits the apron again.
And he hits it again, hits it twice in the turn, and almost into Matt Dyer there, getting really loose, and Rick Webb making some rookie mistakes hitting that apron.
It's certainly not what you want to do. That's going to allow John Gifford to get to his outside, but looks like Rick Webb is chasing that truck up the track. Right on board with the driver of the number 3. Chuck Waldrop goes fastest overall there last time around, and it is Matt Dyer, the race leader, Rick Webb, John Gifford, and how about that battle for 4th? It's lining up between Justin Carey, and it's at the 11 of Matt Knight working his way forward.
Yeah, Matt Knight having himself a good run. Oh, man, I believe that was Chris.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, it's going to be a good battle for the 4th position. Chris Noble and Greg Newsom battling it out there side by side for 5th.
Side by side once again for the lead, but looks like Rick Webb just cannot keep it off that white line, and I think he's gonna have to work on that if he has any chance of getting past Matt Dyer.
Yeah, he's gonna have to work on it, and he's gonna get tight up the track. Don't get into John Gifford there, and he's gonna keep second right now. But man, those tires gotta be hurting, gotta be screaming right now.
Yeah, absolutely. John Gifford now files in line, and here comes Rick Webb. Can he keep it down on the bottom side? He's got the advantage out of turn 2. Rick Webb has the advantage. Can he hold it through turn 3? He's got to keep it up the track, not hit that white line, and not get tight. And looks like he is clear. Rick Webb is leading here at Las Vegas. But what is the state of his tires?
What a run there for Rick Webb, and he definitely used his tires up really well there, but I mean, he's able to keep the lead. Let's see if he can keep it for long, or if he starts going back pretty quick. And we're looking at the back side by side between Matt Dyer and John Gifford behind him.
If Gifford now trying to keep it glued on that bottom side, Dyer trying to keep the momentum up on the top side. Gifford keeps that 82 truck planted, but Dyer will get the run up off the corner. Matt Knight there in 4th lane, waiting in the wings, and then, I mean, they continue to just go side by side. This battle for second is stalemate for now. Oh, slow truck behind. That's the point leader, Alan Dobbs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you see Alan Dobbs getting lapped there. I believe that is 2 laps down for Alan Dobbs. I can't tell. I believe it's 2 laps down, and man, you know, he goes from being the point leader to being 2 laps down in one race, and that's just how quick your playoffs can go. Like the snap of a finger, your playoff hopes and your championship chances could change very quickly.
Greg Newsom's now falling back here. Greg Newsom is dropping like a rock due to running order right now, back to 8th and looking getting overtaken here by Chuck Waldrop for 9th.
And look at that, wouldn't you know, the 2 guys that were battling for the cut line at the end of Bristol are now battling it out at Vegas. Obviously, Chuck Waldrop winning the battle there, but those 2 battling it out. Can Chuck Waldrop get there? It looks like he's getting gapped a little bit, so it's going to take him a minute to get there.
This battle for second continues on, and we know what this battle for second does. It allows Rick Webb to kind of just sit there and maintain the gap, maintain his tires, because there's no clear advantage in that battle for second. Also with that battle for second, they're using up more tires, and they might even out with Rick Webb's tires as much as he pushed early on trying to get around Matt Dyer. John Gifford trying to clear Dyer, can't get there.
Yeah, Matt Dyer able to keep his nose in there and make it harder for Gifford to clear him. We're going to see if Gifford tries to clear him off at 2 here, and he looks like he is, so Gifford is going to get clear, maybe not, and he's going to get clear barely. And there's a slow truck. Zendel Collins out there.
29 is Zedla Collins, who needed a good run tonight. He's going 1 lap down, but you know, if he stays in that 1 lap down position, he can get the lucky dog and stay in it. Oh, nearly an accident with Zedla Collins, and they're going side by side for the lead. Here comes Gifford.
Yeah, John Gifford having a strong run. He's going to try and get that position away from Rick Webb, and could this be Rick Webb's tires going out here? It looks like Matt Dyer's going to take it to the high side behind him, so he's going to try and help Rick Webb clear John Gifford.
They continue to go side by side, and absolutely Dyer trying to get Rick Webb back out in front of Gifford, but I think Gifford's going to be able to push through. Now about 3 wide for the race lead. Matt Dyer's not content sitting behind. He'll actually fall back behind. Looked like he tried, though, to show his nose, try to get something to happen, but John Gifford is clear to the race lead. Make that another lead change.
Yeah, I don't think Matt Dyer wanted to go 3 wide that early, and Rick Webb going down. John Gifford tried to block a little bit to the inside. Rick Webb goes side by side again, battling for the lead.
Oh, Rick Webb's getting tied up the track. You heard it from Matt Dyer in the interview under the caution that bottom side's really going to tighten up. You're going to want to migrate up towards the top side. Rick Webb now on that bottom side, really showing that he's getting tightened up there. That 3 truck not very happy on that bottom side. Very slow at the center of the corner.
Yeah, he got a little loose there in turns 1 and 2, and he's just going to drop back now. I wonder if his tires have gotten too heated up from trying to go for the battles for the lead, and it's just not. He's just going to keep falling backwards here.
You're right on board with Chris Noble as John Gifford has opened up his advantage at the front of the field. Looks like Rick Webb will put a little blog there on Chris Noble, and now here comes Justin Carey trying out the bottom side for himself. Oh, trying to get down there. Noble's got to leave the space, and he'll hold the advantage on the higher lane off the corner.
Oh, man. Oh, someone's in the wall. Wow, what a great battle this is. These 4 or 5 trucks right here for, I believe that's for 5th place. These guys are all battling it out right now.
Rick Webb tied up off the corner. Here comes Chris Noble.
Chris Noble to the inside there. He's going to hit the apron a little bit, get tight up the track. Oh my goodness. What a battle.
Man.
Oh, contact.
Nearly 3 wide down the back. Now we're getting a little antsy. There's the slow truck of our point leader, Alan Dobbs. Noble down to the bottom side, trying to hold on to that spot, trying to clear Rick Webb. Rick Webb finds to the inside. He gets the crossover. Justin Carey right there as well. Matt Knight keeping himself in the mix. Rick Webb forcing himself back up onto the racetrack. You're not missing anything up front. Gifford's opened up a 3/10 of a second lead. Now Noble on the outside, trying to keep his momentum up there.
Man, I always love coming back to these MSRA truck races. These guys give it everything they got, almost getting.
Oh, there he goes!
Carry gets around. Oh, he save it.
Oh,
he doesn't. Oh, it's
man.
hard, man.
And trying to hold on to that truck, but Justin Carey will drop like a rock to the running order. Matt Knight also involved in that one as well, but Matt Knight still in the top 10. Justin Carey just to grab a gear and get going. What a save from both of them, but the racing continues between now Newsom and Webb.
Yeah, and I think Rick Webb's tires are a little hurt after this run, but it looks like Greg Newsom went back all the way to 8th, and now he's going to be battling for that 4th place spot side by side right now. He's going to not get clear of Rick Webb. He was very close though.
Tried to get down there, tried to get clear of the 3 of Rick Webb into the corner now. He should be able to easily do it. Looks like Rick Webb's, his tires definitely shot at that. I'm looking at it now. I mean, everybody's with that. I think that kind of calmed everybody down. The incident there between Carey and Matt Knight. Matt Knight holding himself within the top 10. But how about Waldrop finding a way around the 06 of Bill Dolph?
Yeah, Bill Dolph found some speed in his truck. He's gonna try and catch Chuck Waldrop here, and still a little ways back, so he's gonna have to, hit his marks and make sure that truck will be able to get there and not hit the white line as we've seen other drivers do tonight. Not to name names or anything.
Well, Chuck Waldrop is actually just past Bill Dolph, and Waldrop is on a charge once again. Late in these runs, I assume Chuck Waldrop's just kind of a master tire saving. We're starting to see that kind of emerge here. And if these races go green, Waldrop might not be someone you want to write off from the championship for just yet.
Well, here's one thing going right now. Matt Dyer is getting caught by the 23 of Greg Newsom here down the backstretch, and Matt Dyer was leading this race at one point, and I don't know what happened, if the battles maybe hurt, put some pressure on his tires there, but now he's getting caught by Greg Newsom, and it's looking like Greg Newsom wants to get that spot. He needs to get that spot, even though he's not in the playoffs anymore.
Well, that is not Greg Newsom. That is the 53 of Chris Noble, trying to get his way around Matt Dyer. And Noble, who was on the cut line coming into today's race and only has a couple of spots on Chuck Waldrop, he feels he does need this spot to keep himself in that top 4. So between Noble and Matt Dyer, they have to go at it here, toe to toe, which is going to be for second position as Gifford extends his advantage out in front of 1.4 seconds with 3 laps to go in stage 1.
Yeah, John Gifford doing really well, and my bad for that mistake. They both have the same exact truck, so it looked like Greg Newsom to me, but Chris Noble doing really great work to get to Matt Dyer here and try and get that spot.
Well, ever since he took the lead, it's been all John Gifford. 1.5 seconds the advantage out in front, 2 laps to go here in stage number 1. Chuck Waldrop looking to get a top 5 in this stage as he closes up on the ailing number 3 of Rick Webb.
Yeah, and Rick Webb has just been falling back, and that's just what happens at Vegas. You try and push your truck to the limits and early on in the run, and then you just fall backwards, and that's what's happening to Rick Webb right now. Chuck Waldrop looking to get that position for some more stage points.
And on the final lap of stage number 1, we've got the battle here. This is Noble on Dyer. Dyer trying to hold on to that second position. Noble trying to take it away. And again, Dyer and Webb, they went side by side early on in this stage. And neither of them are up to be found at the front of the field. It's Gifford, who is coming off of turn number 4 to come around and win stage number 1 here at Las Vegas. It will be Dyer over Noble, and to the line it is Webb over Waldrop.
Wow, what a side-by-side battle there to the end. And yeah, those guys are getting close. Rick Webb, did he get it? In timing and scoring says Waldrop got it, but I don't know if he did or not.
So when the caution came out, Waldrop was ahead, but Rick Webb got the stage.
Yeah, Rick Webb did a really good job there by getting that stage and keeping his truck under control to finish in 5th and get those stage points.
I wonder how that's ruled. Oh, I'd imagine they don't do too much about it because it goes when the caution is called. But it looks like Rick Webb is being told to get back around Chuck Waldrop here. And further on back, there were some photo finishes back here as well. It was the rest Hassler, Dolph Binder, and Matt Knight. The rest of the top 10 with Greg Newsom in 4th.
Yeah, these guys are looking probably going to come down pit road. They got some green flag laps, and so I expect to see everyone come down pit road here and get some fresh tires.
Oh, absolutely. And I'd imagine they're all coming about here. Zenla Collins, remember, no, Zenla Collins didn't fall 2 laps down. He's gonna get the lucky dog, but he's only gonna get 1 of those 2 laps back. This is interesting, but I bet he's hoping for some calamity on the restart here. Here comes the field.
Now, Emerson, I have to ask, do we see these guys take 2 tires and gamble, or do you think everyone's taking 4 here?
Not a chance. Everybody was fighting their hearts out in that pack. There's no way I see any of these drivers sitting comfortably on 2 tires. I'm not saying they won't take them, but I can't see it this early into the race. 30 laps in though on tires. I don't know, but John Gifford is down and away. Matt Dyer will slowly come out in 2nd place. That was questionable how slow he came off the box. But everybody works their way off the pit lane. Let's try to see if yes, we can. Let's try to see if we can bring in driver of the number 82 into the pit lane, and let's try to get a word with our stage winner, John Gifford. Getting the job done there. You led half of that stage. When you saw Webb and Dyer going at it, you kind of had to wait there in the wings. Also kind of fend off the battle for 4th behind you. But did you kind of know that the way they were battling, they were going to eat up their tires, you're going to find a way around them, or were you just kind of letting it play out and learning as you were going?
I was just letting it play out and see how things developed. But yeah, like I was saying last week, we had a pretty good hot rod here earlier in the spring, and it seems to be the same thing tonight. So looking pretty good so far.
Absolutely. So now you have the lead here on for the stage 2 restart. We saw what happened on the initial start of the race. What are you going to be doing to make sure that you're not a driver who's going to be getting loose out of turn 4 or up off these corners on these cold tires that a lot of drivers tend to forget about getting up to speed here at Las Vegas?
Surprisingly, that's something that I have not had an issue with this setup. I'm able to let it eat from start to finish, basically. I've never had this setup exactly get loose on the first lap, so I'm gonna probably still try and save a little bit just to be safe, but I don't see that happening this time.
Well, you came into today's race with a 22-point advantage over the cut line. Now that'll be aided a little bit with the stage victory and the playoff points. Now, I mean, I know we're only through the first stage of the first race of the round, but what say you now about this whole round and setting yourself up for a potential championship bid at Phoenix?
Yeah, I didn't catch all what you said there.
Well, I said you came into this round with only 22 points above the cut line. And how do you feel about your chances here with the stage victory to help out with that margin above the cut line of setting yourself up for a potential championship run?
Oh yeah, I think we'll be pretty good to make it to the final 4.
Right on, John. Well, we're going to give you the floor here to shout out. Whoever we're going to shout out, thank you. We're going to thank for getting the job done here in stage number 1 and giving you the opportunity to continue to contend here the rest of the race.
First off, David Santini, team owner. John Verga for building the setup for me. MSRA for putting on the league. You guys for the broadcast. That's it for now.
Right on, John. Well, we'll let you get back to it. Congratulations on your stage 1 victory. Best luck to you for the rest of the race, and hopefully we'll talk to you a little bit more later.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Right on, and that is driver of the number 82, John Gifford. Again, our stage 1 winner. And you heard from him there. Let's take a look at the race info so far. We've had 2 cautions for 8 laps, 1 for incident, 1 for the stage. We had 2 lead changes, 3 different leaders. The pole sitter, Matt Dyer. Then Rick Webb took the lead. Then through both of them came John Gifford. And again, one of those cautions was sort of big one off of lap number 1. We'll see how these drivers fare here. But the iRacing.com safety truck will make that hard left turn onto the safety of pit lane. It is John Gifford, Matt Dyer, and it is green flag from Sin City. The field much more single file as they come off of turn number 4. John Gifford under a little bit of attack from Chris Noble. And here we go as we continue on here into the second lap after the start, lap 37 of 134. Noble trying to contend around the outside. Gifford holding it down low, and they're side by side for third as well. Newsom trying to get around Dyer.
Yeah, and Matt Dyer had a really bad restart. I guess he wasn't expecting John Gifford to go that quick, and he just had a poor restart and is now side by side for third. About to lose it very tight. Craig Newsom got right there, almost got into the 2 truck.
Noble took the lead for a little bit on that lap, but did not lead at the start-finish line. It is a 4-truck battle for the race lead. Double wide, nose to tail here at Las Vegas. Up the track is the 53 of Noble. Here comes Newsom to the inside, trying to make it 3 wide down the back. Gifford has to defend him from all ways, the shapes and sizes. Noble on the outside, Newsom on the inside. Dyer trying to send it up the middle behind.
And this is what the products you're going to see at Las Vegas. These guys battling it out like this, because Vegas is, like you said, almost like a plate track earlier on in the broadcast. It's almost like a plate track, so these guys are going to have the draft, and the draft is going to overpower, and John Gifford's going to go to the outside, and Newsom's going to peek to the inside.
Now Gifford has solidified himself up on that middle lane, and now Newsom trying to use that bottom side. Newsom has cleared the second, trying to go for the lead, but Newsom's tight up off the corner. Gifford able to pinch him down a little bit, down the front straight away at the line. It was Gifford, but Newsom takes the advantage shortly after, and into turn 1. Newsom looking to clear.
Newsom is going to have him clear. John Gifford will follow the second. Greg Newsom, your new leader. Man, wouldn't if he had liked to see that one race earlier.
Well, Newsom, though, he got tight at through turn 2, nearly caught the wall. Gifford coming right back. Gifford trying to get the crossover out of turn 4. He's got the run. He's going to go to the inside, and they're not done yet.
Yeah, this thing ain't over. Gifford to the inside, and he's going to be able to clear Newsom, and John Gifford's back to the lead.
All this and more. Matt Dyer is under attack from Rick Webb once again. Does Rick Webb think better of what he did last time and try not to use his tires up as early? You're going to remember the stage is a little bit shorter because of the caution. So maybe he can afford to use them up a little bit more. Newsom now playing defense here in the second position as Noble and Dyer try to sort it out for third.
John Gifford still leading right now, and it looks like Greg Newsom's going to try and peek to the outside. He's not going to get it. Is he going to stay to the outside? He's going to look. John Gifford blocking Newsom.
John Gifford understands how valuable clean air is here. Heavy defense there down the back straightaway. Looking to the outside now. There's a 23 of Newsom. They work. Oh, man, the left vehicle of Alan Dobbs. He nearly made contact there going into turn 1.
And it almost looked like Newsom was going to turn him there. He got into his bumper, but no harm, no foul just yet. These drivers are going to keep it clean for now, and we're going to stay green.
How long does Newsom allow Gifford to throw these blocks on the 23 truck? Newsom now out of turn 4 with the run. He's going to get to the tailgate. Where does he go with it? He goes to the outside. What does Gifford do?
Gifford's going to have to try and block the run that the 23 has. He's going to block Newsom's run there. Can he block it down the back straightaway? Newsom to the outside. Side by side down the back straightaway.
Now Newsom has the preferred line as we get later into the run. Gifford now has to fall to the bottom side. Gifford trying to get cleared once again, but Newsom fights back up high, trying to stay out there side by side through the tri-oval. Gifford has the advantage at the line. Newsom continues to fight up high. They're pulling away from second and third on back with Noble.
Yeah, even when they're battling it out, they're still
he turns him! Oh,
him!
no!
Oh! And hard into the wall.
Oh my goodness. I'd imagine he is not very happy with that. And Greg Newsom able to continue on. We're going to get a replay and see what happened there. Oh, here we are on board with the 23 of Greg Newsom, trying to get to the inside of Gifford. Gifford holding it down low, and oh, Gifford's truck was down there. Newsom wanted to be there. Newsom went there.
Yeah, Newsom just didn't make the judgment call there, and he got. Take a look at the replay again there. It looks like he got a little. You see him there side by side, and I don't know. It looks like Newsom, tried to clear himself down. He wasn't quite clear enough. Oh nope, he just got into him there. John Gifford moved a little bit up, and Newsom was peaking low, and it didn't work.
A lot of damage there for the driver that was our race leader in that 82 truck. And again, I'd imagine he is not very happy. What this does do is this gives the race lead to the 53 of Chris Noble, who now has the advantage over Matt Dyer. And here comes the field lapping the 82 truck of John Gifford, with Greg Newsom being there, the 5th truck in that pack. I'd imagine Gifford not going to do anything too hastily here as the field passes by. John Bender now up into the 4th position. And Corey Hasser looking to follow suit. I don't think Newsom's truck is damaged, but he's dropping backwards.
Yeah, he's dropping backwards. It doesn't look damaged at all, but he might have used up his tires a little bit, and that contact may have given him damage that we can't see, but it doesn't look too bad for Newsom. And man, what an incident you didn't want to see. I mean, Greg Newsom got out last week, and it's just a very tough incident, and not much he can do. But we do know that John Gifford is not happy with that, and John Gifford is going to be hurting in the points after this race.
Well, with the stage victory and having 22 points to his name above the cut line, along with Alan Dobbs having some trouble, and Zedla Collins, I think he won't be, as great as he was if he were to continue on where he was running, but I think he'll be okay. He'll have to fight a little bit harder next couple races.
Well, now that I'm seeing it now, John Gifford has blew his engine on the pit entrance, and his night will be over.
Oh no, and John Gifford then, that's gonna do it. He will finish behind Zedla Collins and Alan Dobbs, and we got truck sideways on the back straightaway. Caution, big wreck on the back.
Oh man, Matt Knight, Michael Sestini, Rick Webb,
Big
Binder
wreck.
all in it. Dustin
Oh,
Carey,
big
oh, they're still wrecking.
and they keep coming.
And they don't stop coming. What a wreck. I don't know what happened. We were focused on John Gifford and the caution flag flew.
There's about 8 or 10 trucks in that one, and it all just happened so quickly. We'll try to see what had happened, and this is up in the pack. Oh, there's Rick Webb getting turned with John Binder up the track. He collected Sestini and the blue. That's Bill Dolph. Then there, Matt Knight. Richard Clement just came and plowed through here like he didn't have brakes into the 84 Brackel. Oh man.
Well, you know who this helps out now. Even though he's 5 laps down, it's gonna help Alan Dobbs just a little bit.
I'm trying to see here what happened that Rick Webb got himself turned in front of the rest of the field. He's again struggling in the center corner. Well, Binder drove through him. There's Hassler and Bill Dolph and Sestini and Knight and Justin Carey and who else is up there? So 22 of Dobbs, and then Clement gets collected by Brackel, and I want to ride on board with Clement. I want to see what he saw and how he got involved in this.
Well, to me, it looked like he didn't use the brakes and he tried to full throttle it through, but yeah, let's take a look and see what happened.
This is the 4 of Richard Clement. I mean, the caution comes out so long ago. I'd imagine so. He's coming here into turn 1. I'd imagine they're still green, but I imagine they're wrecking, there's smoke. Just kept his foot in it until he just drove in the back of trucks and destroyed his engine. I don't know. I mean, I didn't expect it, to come to a complete stop or anything like that, but I mean, he didn't slow down until he saw the lane he was trying to go through was just destroyed.
Yeah, not much he could really do about it there, and it's a tough situation, and I guess he just couldn't see what was going on, and he just tried to make it through and wasn't able to.
So the second big accident of the night, that's going to take out a lot of people. I mean, that was huge. That was a spinner from the 3rd position on the racetrack, and this also means they're only going to have a few laps left here in the run to the end of stage number 2, and wow, that was big. Rick Webb, John Binder making contact in front of the field that collected. Again, I mean, let's just go through the list. There was, man, who wasn't there? Sestini, Knight, Webb, Binder, Hassler, Dolph, Brackel, Clement, Carey, Dobbs. My goodness.
Yeah, that was a lot, and a lot of drivers, and that's gonna put our guy Chuck Waldrop up there in 2nd right now, and Matt Dyer back in 1st. Chuck Waldrop does it every time. He makes it through every wreck. Is this guy Jesus or something? He has made it through every wreck that we've ever seen. What a good way to just get points.
Well, let's go ahead and let's talk to driver of the number 7 who's currently sitting 2nd, Chuck. Oh man!
Yes, sir.
After last week, and the phenomenal performance you put on to get yourself into this round, here you're at Las Vegas dodging wrecks again.
It's just pure luck, guys. I mean, if you saw my in-car on that one, it was incredible. It's just like the Red Sea parted, and I was like driving right down the middle. I mean, it's just luck.
Unfortunately, we did not take the onboard with you, but we noticed that you weren't up here, and now you are. Oh, man. With only a few laps left here in Stage 2, what's the game plan to ensure you get some stage points out of it?
Game plan is to try to be conservative and see what I can do in the end. I just want to be here in the end. I may back out a little bit here and let these guys go a little bit, these guys that are aggressive. I want to be there in the end.
Absolutely. I love that mentality you have. You got in order to finish, you must first, or in order to be there. You gotta be there at the end. I'm not even gonna try anymore. Chuck, we'll give the floor here to shout out. Who we're gonna shout out, and thank you. We're gonna thank for putting you up here to in a place to perform.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate you guys.
Well, that was driver of the number 7. We're getting the opportunity to shout out. We've got a shout out there, but they're coming back to the restart. And well, you said it, Jacob. There's that's it. That's our field.
Yeah, there's only 7 trucks on the lead lap, and this is gonna be interesting. So what if all these guys wreck? No one finishes the race? Man, that would be wild.
Well, I guess we'll have to see. There's 8 trucks that are gonna take the green here with 5 laps to go from stage 2, racing once again in Sin City. Side by side down the back straightaway. Chris Noble wants to take the lead here late in stage 2. Here comes Greg Newsom to the inside of Waldrop.
Yeah, and it looks like Chris Noble is going to take the lead, and he's going to lead some laps here. He wants those stage points for the playoffs so he can get himself in. And that's going to do it if he wins the stage. Greg Newsom looking to the inside of Matt Dyer.
Remember, Noble and Waldrop came into today's race tied on the bubble. And how about all the accidents that has now put them in a spot here to perform? Chris Noble is now leading stage 2 with 3 laps to go. Greg Newsom up to second.
Yeah, these guys are going to be battling it out. It looks like Noble's pulling away, actually, and Noble's going to keep the stage complete right now. And look at Greg Newsom trying to fight back.
And try as he might, they continue on. Chris Noble, Greg Newsom, Matt Dyer, Chuck Waldrop, Michael Sestini, Matt Knight, a couple seconds back off the pace. Is there only 5 competitive trucks? Are you kidding me?
It looks that way, Emerson. There's only 5 competitive trucks, and we haven't even hit lap 60 yet.
Yeah,
we're only on lap 59. Oh my goodness. And that's the product of Las Vegas sometimes. With the shorter truck count tonight and pack racing, that's the product we get. And Greg Newsom trying to catch back up to Chris Noble.
1 lap to go here in stage number 2. Newsom, Noble, the top 2. We're duking it out for 3rd. Dyer, Waldrop, and Sestini nearly 3 wide behind. You can see that in the background as Noble tries to fend. Noble tries to fend off Newsom. Newsom trying to rotate to the bottom side. They're gonna go side by side down the back. Newsom can't get down there. One last hoorah to turn number 3. He can't get there. Newsom holds the advantage. Sestini to the inside of Dyer.
Man, even though there's only 5 trucks, this has been an interesting battle as Chris Noble will take stage 2 and Greg Newsom in 2nd.
Sestini, Dyer, Waldrop, Knight, and Webb. Yeah, well, that's it. That's the stage results. Bill Dolph will get 8th. Zenla Collins out there in 9th. Alan Dobbs in 10th. Corey Hassler in 11th, and still in the pit lane is John Binder, Jordan Brockel, Richard Clement, and John Gifford. My, oh my. But stage number 2 goes to Chris Noble. And again, 2 drivers inside the cut line coming into today's race. 2 stage winners. Chris Noble, the second one of those. Newsom there to his outside. Sestini, Dyer, and Waldrop, the top 5.
Yeah, these guys were battling it out even though there was only 5 trucks competitive out there. And it was still a good battle, but if it's just 5 competitive trucks for the rest of the race, we'll see how competitive it will be to the end. I
knew it was going to be crazy. I knew we'd have a big wreck or 2 or I don't know if we're gonna get 3 at this point, but man, oh man, we're down the pit lane, and there's the 5, 6 or so that should be in your frame right there. Working down the pit lane. Alan Dobbs, the point leader, coming down the left side of the pit lane with everybody else. Gonna see where they will restart in stage number 3. So with the timing of this caution, this is gonna put it about halfway for the rest of the race. And no, I don't believe anybody can make it on one stop. I think everybody's gonna have to make. I'm sorry, nobody's gonna be able to make it without stopping. Everybody's gonna have to make one stop before the end of this race. Chris Noble will win the race off pit lane. Matt Dyer, Chuck Waldrop third, Greg Newsom fourth, Michael Sestini fifth.
I think the rest of these guys are fixing damage right now for the moment.
So what Rick Webb and Matt Knight were able to do, I guess they didn't have required damage to put them off the lead lap. They were, they took some optionals, and they're keeping themselves on the lead lap. Zenla Collins is 2 laps down. He was not involved in that wreck, by the way. Zenla Collins is the lucky dog, again.
Actually, that is not correct. Bill Dolph is the lucky dog 1 lap down.
Oh, no, and he's 16 damage. So he took the lucky dog. He's going to go back that lap he just got.
Yeah, it's a tough situation there for Zendel Collins, but Bill Dolph being the lucky dog going to get some damage fixed. But yeah, it looks like Bill Dolph is going to lose it. I don't know. We'll see if he comes out of pit road here.
Well, we will see. We're here now. Ring lap 64 of 134. Second stage has completed here. Let's see who we've got. Looking around, trying to see if there's we can come and talk to. How about the 75 of Sestini events? I don't think we have their stage winner. And I'm here. Yep. All right. We're gonna bring on up driver of the number 75, Michael Sestini, and Michael, you're up here in the top 5. Looks like there's only about 5 competitive trucks remaining in the race. What's the game plan for stage number 3? We're gonna try that again. Michael Sestini, this is the PitStop TV booth. Trying to see how you're feeling about your game plan here for stage number 3. Looks like we will not be able to get the interview with driver number 75, Michael Sestini, but what this does have us now is lining up double wide and getting ready to go. This will be 80... Trying to do quick math. I think I did that wrong. That is 70 laps remaining in this race. Chris Noble, Matt Dyer, Greg Newsom, Chuck Waldrop, Michael Sestini. The top 5. Rick Webb trying to work his way back around the track along with Matt Knight. Those are the 7 on the lead lap. Zenla Collins is in 8th. Bill Dolph is on the pit lane, 4 laps down in 9th. Corey Hassler is on the track, gaining 1 of his laps back in 10th. Point leader Alan Dobbs is leaving the pit lane in 11th. John Bender out there on the racetrack in 12th. Jordan Brockell, Richard Clement, 13th, 14th on the pit lane. Justin Carey's called it a night, 15th out of the race. Just John Gifford still in the session, getting that engine repaired. He's 16th, and you know what? If Gifford stays in the race and picks up all the scraps from that big accident, it may not look too bad.
Yeah, it might not be as bad as we thought. He might be able to still get some points on the guys ahead of him. We'll see what happens and what will come at the end of the race for John Gifford as we are about to go green.
Quick look at the race info. We've now had 4 cautions, 2 for big wrecks, 2 for stages, 7 lead changes to this point. The iRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety in the pit lane, and we are green from Las Vegas. Chris Noble, the race leader, over Matt Dyer. Chuck Waldrop and Greg Newsom are going at it for that third position. Newsom clears Waldrop.
And this is what you're going to see now. You're going to be seeing these 5 trucks battling it out to the end. There's other trucks out there, but they are not as competitive as these guys' trucks are. So these 5 are going to be battling it out for 5th position and upwards. So it's going to be an interesting battle for the rest of this one.
And let's clarify for those who don't know what we're saying by competitive trucks. I've said it and I haven't really given any context to it. When I say a competitive truck, I mean trucks that aren't damaged and off the pace. It's not a knock against any one driver by any means, no. This is just the trucks that are clean and still able to contend in this race without any aerodynamic or mechanical deficiencies with their vehicles. So continue on here. It is Chris Noble under heavy attack. Matt Dyer under attack from Newsom. Newsom looking to get his way forward. Newsom to the inside of Dyer for second. Dyer holding tough in that middle lane.
Yeah, Matt Dyer holding out the outside lane. He's not going to be able to get cleared by Greg Newsom. Chris Noble still leading at the moment. Will Greg Newsom try to get a peek on Chris Noble? We'll see down the back straight. He's going to not be able to right now.
So Chris Noble holding that bottom side. Newsom trying to see if he can find his way around. Now, with only 5 trucks up here, you're really going to have to play tire conservation, but not lose this pack. Because once you lose this pack, your race is pretty much over. There's no pack you can fall to. There's no second pack. So you really need to stay up here, and keep those tires under you without losing too much time. But you also don't want to waste your tires trying to stay up here. It's a difficult balance, and again, only so many trucks to draft off of. It's going to be hard to find what that balance is. Again, Chris Noble, the race leader. Greg Newsom second. Matt Dyer third. Waldrop and Sestini. I'd say they're kind of going at it for 4, but they're not really going at it. I think they're just kind of drafting off of one another. But it's 3 red trucks with Noble, Newsom, and Dyer.
Well, now this is going to start to look like a Daytona or Talladega Cup Series race. These guys are going to be single file for the moment. Nobody's going to be looking to make a pass right now and just save their tires and go for a last lap pass.
Yeah, absolutely. We still have a pit stop left in this race. You're going to see these. Oh my goodness. It's really going to look like a player. Those are lap vehicles getting passed by the lead pack, if you will. Noble. And just leading this pack. I don't think anyone's too aggressive now. I think everybody's kind of finding their slots here. I don't know if Dyer's pushing too hard to get around Newsom rather than just save his stuff. Just because, I mean, how far back can Dyer even fall? Well, what's the point of really pushing your stuff at this point of the race? Newsom wants to take the lead from Noble. I think that's pretty evident from this, but I don't think there's much more. Looks like Sestini trying to get to the outside of Waldrop.
Sestini's going to peak, but he's not going to be able to get there. Waldrop's going to keep it for now, but how long will Waldrop keep it before Sestini gets there loose off the corner a little bit? He's going to peek to the inside, not going to take it though.
So it looks like they'll continue to do their thing. Maybe Sestini just trying to get some clean air to the nose of his truck. And with that being said, now Dyer's kind of losing a little bit of touch of these front two. I wonder if Dyer is just saving tires, or maybe those two have found something.
Yeah, those two are looking like speed demons out there compared to Matt Dyer. Matt Dyer is holding back and actually getting caught by Waldrop and Sestini right now.
Yeah, and there's another slow vehicle. That is the 3 of Rick Webb that's currently scored 7. So, Jacob, if you're keeping track, keep tracking on, that means there's only 6 trucks on the lead lap. And, well, there's 5 of them. And the other one is Matt Knight, half a lap down.
Oh, man. This is not what I expected to see tonight. I didn't expect to see too many big wrecks. It took out a lot of cars, but I mean, I guess, you know, again, that's just a product of Las Vegas and the drafting.
Absolutely.
And how good the truck is.
Absolutely. The track just kind of promotes that kind of racing. These trucks, they're, again, of the 3 stock car series that race at Las Vegas, the lowest horsepower series of the 3. And they're nearly wide open, if not wide open, here at Las Vegas. And side by side for a second, by the way, this is Dyer to the outside of Greg Newsom. Newsom tied up off the corner. And here comes Waldrop as well as Noble starts to pull away.
Chris Noble is making it look easy right now. Easy work for him, pulling away. Battle for third. Chuck Waldrop wants to get in on this battle.
And how about it? Last week's star of the show, Waldrop to the inside. Here he comes to the inside of Greg Newsom, side by side through turn 4. Newsom up the track. Waldrop trying to take that final podium spot away.
He's still on the inside, still side by side. He's looking for it, and he's going to clear Newsom. Chuck Waldrop to third now. But he's looking for the crossover. Newsom back to the inside.
What a job there from Newsom to kind of play it out, see if he can get the crossover. And now he's tied up the racetrack behind Waldrop. He goes. Waldrop's cleared up to third. Now Newsom has to regroup. And oh my goodness, the slow damaged vehicles of I think that's Binder and Dobbs up there getting lapped. And here comes Newsom once again on the bottom side, but he's getting tight. As soon as Waldrop drops down, that 23 truck, that 23 loses the front end. He gets sent up the track. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it once Waldrop drops down. Here comes Sestini.
Sestini looking to get a position. He's not going to be able to get it. Newsom's going to get the run off the corner and clear him. And look at this overhead. There's only 5 trucks on the screen right now. I don't think... I just don't know what to say. I'm in awe right now. This is an insane race.
Yeah, it's not like only 5 entered. There was 18 that started, well, that qualified or entered at qualifying. 17 started the race, and at that, it's been a while. We've had 2 big accidents, one on lap 1, one in the middle of stage 2, and well, this is where we're at with this race. And again, there's only 5 trucks up here that are competitive and contending, and there's only 6 trucks in the lead lap at night. About 2/3 of a lap down at this point. Zenla Collins getting lapped there, and the 25 Corey Hasser on the bottom side. Now what's happened here is they're on either side of the racetrack. These leaders are gonna have to pick which lane to go. Oh
yeah,
man!
It's getting tight. It's getting. Where are they gonna go? They're gonna go to the inside high line. They're gonna have to choose a line quick.
Looks like Waldrop and Newsom were able to find their way through, but Sestini got hung up behind the 25 of Hassler. Hassler staying low, Sestini trying to follow it through. By the way, now Chris Noble has opened up a half-second advantage to Matt Dyer. And remember, he came into today's race tied on the bubble. If he were to win, he would lock himself in to a slot in that final, at the championship finale down at Phoenix. Chris Noble, again, it didn't look all too off. He just looked at it on paper. 0 points over the cut line. Point leader had 67 coming into the round. Well, he is pulling away from his competition.
Yeah, he's doing a really great job keeping his truck clean and doing everything he can to get this win and not use up his stuff. He's doing a really great job right now, and what a drive it's been for Chris Noble.
Chuck Waldrop, he's not content riding in third, though. He might try to take second from Matt Dyer. Chuck Waldrop is emerging as a potential championship contender. And what would it mean to Waldrop? We could stick it to, Matt Dyer, who's a one-time race winner this season. Third coming into this round, pole sitter today's race, led a lot of laps. You can get up there and stick it to him. What kind of a confidence boost would that be for the 7 of Waldrop? What kind of confidence does he have already after that phenomenal performance at Bristol?
Yeah, he's definitely got some confidence. I mean, dude, he missed every wreck at Bristol and was able to keep that 8-point gap away from Greg Newsom and pull into this round, and he's able to get it done, and now he's in third place. I mean, he's missed every wreck, and he's done everything in his way possible to do everything right, and just been great at what he's brought to the track, and now he's in third.
And you heard in his interview, he just wants to make it to the end. That's his only goal. Make it to the end. Look what making it to the end's got him. I mean, it's almost a guaranteed top 5 making it to this point of the race. Like, Waldrop just making it to the end. He's set himself up for success. He's onto the podium. He's being competitive up here, and he's not only that, he's able to save his tires a little bit and not worry about too much 30 air because there's only 2 trucks ahead of him, rather than say 15. And he's the front end is not as tight. He's not having to fight that right front tire wearing as much. And he might have something to say. I don't know about Chris Noble, but he might have something to say for this battle for second.
Yeah, he's catching Matt Dyer. He's definitely going to have something for Dyer on that second spot. And I don't know about Chris Noble, but that second spot is looking like we're going to have a battle coming up shortly.
So we continue on again. Newsom has started to fall away from the other 2. And Sestini has started to fall away from Newsom. This battle for second has started to fall away from Chris Noble. Noble has now an 0.8 of a second advantage. And then it's about 2 seconds from Noble to Greg Newsom, and then make it about 2.7 seconds back to Sestini. And this is where we'll find out who's saving tires, who's using tires, who has not been too friendly to that right front tire. Waldrop very tight there through 3 and 4. That was uncharacteristic for the 7 truck.
Yeah, it wasn't something the 7 truck wanted to have happen to him, but he's going to keep under control, and he's going to go back to trying to catch Matt Dyer and get around Matt Dyer to put him in second place.
Waldrop closing in. He's looking to the inside. He might send it on in there. He's going to. Side by side through turn 3. Chuck Waldrop is clear of Matt Dyer, and into the second position is the 7 of Chuck Waldrop. Does he have what it takes to chase down Chris Noble and lock himself into the championship 4 at Phoenix?
He might, but there's still a lot of laps left for Chuck Waldrop to get it done. He's just got to find the speed through these last laps and try and get to Chris Noble.
Yeah, so remember, we still have a whole pit stop sequence to go before we see any of these drivers and see what's going to happen here. And at this point, we're looking at about 27 laps on these tires. We're going to get into some uncharted territory here in a few laps. We're going to get to the point here where drivers have not made it this many laps on their set of tires. And you know what? Waldrop is continuously closing in on Chris Noble.
Yeah, he's closing in. He's saved his tires really well and was able to make sure his truck was fast enough at the end.
Well, we'll just watch that gap. It looks like maybe on corner exit, Noble will open up that advantage. It looks like there's a truck to pit lane. That's Matt Dyer.
Matt Dyer maybe trying to undercut some of these guys. We'll see how that strategy goes for him.
Well, you know what? I think he said, however many laps left there are in the race. We're coming up to about 40 laps to go. I think he says that he can go about 40, 42 laps on a tank of fuel and a set of tires. So, knowing that there's only 5 competitive trucks in this race, he can pretty much expect the rest of this race to go green. So I think he's trying to work this like a road course, work it backwards, pit now to have enough, just be having barely enough fuel at the end of the race instead of going, 10 laps longer and having, that excess fuel or maybe trying to calculate the fuel and all that. But I think that's huge. We'll see if anybody follows suit. I don't think anybody has. Everybody continues their way around the racetrack. This team nearly catch the wall there. Out of turn 2, but we continue on. Waldrop is closing up on Chris Noble. Now under 0.7 of a second. It was 0.9 once Waldrop got cleared of Dyer.
Man, and look at Chris Noble go around those slower trucks. Just zooms on by them. But Chuck Waldrop, the gap is closing a little bit, and he's trying to get that win and lock himself into the championship round.
So what's going to be important here is how much of a gap is Matt Dyer going to have with this short pit. And right now, Waldrop has lost a little bit there, maybe potentially to the lap vehicles. Waldrop is Losing a lot of time to Chris Noble. Something must have happened there in 3 and 4 that did not help that 7 truck.
Yeah, something unworthy must have happened there, and now Chris Noble's going to pull away a little bit more and keep that lead and not have to worry about the pressure of Chuck Waldrop getting to him.
Maybe Waldrop should consider coming down to pit lane here, and 3 and 4, he'll go around another lap. And I want to say right here, we'll look at the lap time here from Chuck Waldrop to see what it is. It's a 2:36 from Noble, a 2:75 from Chuck Waldrop. Those are 32s, by the way. While Matt Dyer just ran a 31.107. That's a large lap time difference between Dyer and these two. But again, whenever these two do end up coming out pit lane, you're going to have the fresher tires.
Yeah, this is true. These guys will have the freshest of the fresh tires on Matt Dyer. It looks like Chuck Waldrop's going down now, so he's going to try and undercut Noble.
So here comes Chuck Waldrop, the second driver of the top 3 to come on in. Newsom, Sestini stay out as well. Chuck Waldrop in the 7 truck down the pit lane.
Will we see Noble come down this time? He knows that Chuck Waldrop just pitted, so we might see Noble come down this time. We'll have to take a look as he comes through 3 and 4. Will he go down? I don't think he is. He's staying out still.
He will not respond to the 7 of Waldrop. Waldrop getting his left side, down and away. Don't speed. Don't get yourself penalized in any way. We'll see where Waldrop comes out in relation to Dyer. That's going to be the real battle. Dyer is passing by right now. That's huge. We'll see if Waldrop's able to close that advantage up. That's a pretty large advantage.
Yeah, it's almost uncertainty that he might not be able to get that back, and I don't know. Noble is still staying out. I don't know if Noble's hoping for a caution, but I don't think there's going to be one, so I don't know if he's trying to go to the end, which he can't do. I have no idea what's going on in that 53 camp right now.
Not too sure. We still have 3 drivers on the lead lap who have yet to pit. Chris Noble, Greg Newsom, Michael Sestini. Matt Dyer and Chuck Waldrop have gone to the pit lane, and Matt Knight is the last truck on the lead lap. There in 4th. Here comes Noble. Sideways sliding. Uh-oh. Hold on to it, Noble, and he will get down the pit road speed. That was a little sketchy. Hold on to it. Looks like also brings in Newsom and Sestini. So here we go.
That pit road mistake a little bit may have not helped Noble there, but we'll see when he comes out. It definitely doesn't help having mistakes like that.
Well, the margin from we'll let everybody cross through the timing loop before I guess we'll say all the margins. There's Chris Noble. Matt Dyer's coming off a turn 4 now. I think Matt Dyer's gonna have the easy. Wait, well, I forgot Matt Knight still has yet to pit. You know what, Matt Knight with his engine damage. I don't know what kind of strategy you can pull with that, but I mean he's not using as much fuel. He's able to go longer. But I mean here's Matt Dyer. He's got Noble's on the pit exit here. Here comes Waldrop. This is going to be the race right here. Noble and Waldrop. Noble's coming off pit lane now. Up the back straightaway. And Waldrop's flying by on his right side. Waldrop is cleared to the second car that has pitted. But that gap is 7.2 seconds back to Matt Dyer. The current race leader is the 11 of Matt Knight with a 1.4 second advantage and quickly dwindling.
Yeah, Matt Dyer has fresher tires than Matt Knight, so Dyer's going to be catching up pretty quick here. He's going to be getting there pretty quickly, and he's going to get that race lead for now, but Chuck Waldrop and Chris Noble are on fresher tires than Matt Dyer. Noble on the freshest of tires between the 4.
That's right. Matt Knight still has yet to come down pit lane on the cycle of stops, and he's now going to lose that race lead there to Matt Dyer. I think Matt Knight's just hoping something falls in his way. It's a lost cause of that, but I mean it's racing, anything can happen. So
Zendela Collins went around down the pit exit there. He got I guess he got squirrely and got turned around, and that doesn't help him. I mean, unfortunately, his Knight is pretty much well said and done because he's got some engine damage, but that spin definitely doesn't help him either.
Well, let's just go ahead and take a look at it. Why not?
And the caution's out. We have a caution flag on the Speedway.
And it's Michael Sestini that has brought out the caution. We'll try to see. Zenla Collins, well, he went around on the pit exit. But Michael Sestini has gone around. He was racing Greg Newsom. Matt Knight will stay on the lead lap. Matt Knight is in second, but he'll have to come down the pit lane. Oh, and right there, Sestini and let's see, Sestini ahead of Newsom here, and oh my gosh, Sestini holding on to a block. Oh wow!
Oh, hard in the wall.
Well. They were not happy with one another, it seemed.
Yeah, that was not a happy incident there. Newsom was not happy with the way he was driven in 3 and 4, and just got in. They both got into each other, and man, now, you know, we only have a couple guys competitive with competitive trucks without damage. This is gonna hurt that, and we're gonna get 2 trucks with some damage.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if Matt Dyer's going to pit. He just pitted. I imagine Matt Dyer is safe because he'll be able to. I don't know if Waldrop and Noble will come down pit lane, or will they just, I don't know, grab 2 tires. But once again, this incident, I don't know what is going on here. I don't know if that was Sestini trying to block. I think he was trying to chase the truck up the track, but still. Come on, guys. Y'all have guaranteed top 5s. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he got a little loose, and yeah, he just chased the truck up the track, but there was really no reason to have a battle like that and get a caution when there's only 5 trucks in the lead lap. Actually, only 6 trucks in the lead lap.
So what's happened here is Chuck Waldrop, Chris Noble have stayed out. I'm going to be honest. They are the only 2 who stayed out. Sestini has stayed out, but I imagine he'll be coming in to fix that damage. But Noble and Waldrop have stayed out. They're on 8 and 5 lap old tires. While Dyer, Newsom have come down the pit lane. I feel like 8 lap old tires, Chuck. I don't know if you can stay out on that old tire set and hold on to it. But you know what? His tires will probably be in better shape than most drivers with 8 lap old tires. But still, I feel like they should have came down at least taking 2. I feel.
I think they'll be all right. I don't know. I've stayed out on old tires before and won races, so I mean, I don't know if they'll be that bad. They didn't get too much laps in on their tires anyway, so I think they'll be all right for now. But we'll have to see. These guys have fresher tires behind them, so they're gonna be fighting for the win.
I guess you will have to see how it all plays out. With that being said, I'm gonna step aside real quick. I want to take a little break. We'll go side by side here from Las Vegas. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome back to the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Chuck Waldrop, Chris Noble, the race leaders. Michael Sestini did not come down pit lane despite being spun and heavily damaged on the rear end. He will stay out there in third. Matt Dyer will be the first driver on fresh tires in fourth. Greg Newsom in fifth. Matt Knight in sixth. So here we go. We're doubled up and ready to go once again. We're going to restart on lap 108 of 134. The iRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety in the pit lane. Chuck Waldrop will lead us to the green in Sin City. So here we go. This is Dyer on Noble. Dyer trying to fit his way forward. And again, Dyer has freshest tires. Here comes Noble to the inside of Waldrop for the race lead.
Side by side, they're going to be battling it out. Chris Noble is going to take it. Chuck Waldrop going really high, using a very high line there. And Chris Noble's going to clear him easily, and he might look for the crossover. Noble blocking. Side by side again.
Waldrop wants it. He takes it even lower. He sends it on in there to turn 3. He'll power his way by Chris Noble. Noble tries to get the crossover again. Dyer waits in the wings as he lets these drivers use up their stuff.
Yeah, they're using up their stuff pretty good. Still side by side. Noble gonna take it for now, but how much longer until Chuck Waldrop gets back to him?
Well, when does Matt Dyer get involved in this? Matt Dyer trying to take it from both of them. Now he's trying to push Waldrop to the outside of Noble. He can't get up there.
And Chuck Waldrop goes to the very high line. Matt Dyer looking to the inside.
Side by side now for second. Dyer trying to take second away from Waldrop. As Noble leads into turn number 1. We're working lap 111 of 134.
Still side by side. Noble blocking everywhere he can right now.
Waldrop tried to get down in there to the bottom side. Couldn't get there. Now he's tied through the center of the corner. Here comes Matt Dyer to the outside. Greg Newsom waits in the wings.
Chuck Waldrop getting quicker. Chuck Waldrop's going to peek to the inside, side by side through turns 1 and 2. Waldrop's going to have it for a second, but how much longer until Noble Powerhouse is back? Still side by side down the backstretch.
He got a push there from the 2 of Dyer. Side by side to 3. Oh, man, they did. Here comes Dyer trying to get to the inside of Noble, but here comes Greg Newsom. He's not going to wait around any longer. He wants to go forward as well. Chuck Waldrop is back leading with 21 laps to go.
Wow, they almost got into a wreck there, but Chuck Waldrop leading. How much longer until one of these guys makes a mistake and wrecks one another? Hopefully not, but these guys are going really aggressive now. One of these drivers wants to be the one to win tonight.
Chuck Waldrop now with the advantage, and I'm sorry, this time around will be 21 laps to go. Waldrop does lead over Noble, near contact there on the apron.
They're going to have a lap vehicle that'll help out the battle here. They're going to go 3 wide with the lap vehicle. Not going to do much. Still side by side down the Nellis straightaway. And Chuck Waldrop will have it for the second.
Newsom trying to find his way forward. Waldrop and Noble continue to go toe-to-toe. Turn forward. There's some lap trucks up there. Still side by side. 3 wide at the line. Waldrop leads 20 laps to go from Sin City.
Chris Noble having the advantage right now on the inside. Side by side, still there. And they're going to be side-by-side racing. It looks like Greg Newsom's going to hop into the scene here.
Newsom trying to find his way past the 7 or the 53, or both for that matter. Off the corner, Noble looked a little slow. Waldron trying to stay to his outside. Side by side still for the race lead at Las Vegas.
Can Newsom have anything to disrupt this battle? It looks like Waldrop is going to pull behind Noble, and he's going to go for it again.
Here comes Dyer to the inside of Newsom. They trade spots. Here comes Waldrop to the outside. Can he hang it out there on the outside of the 53? He can't. Can he get the crossover? He's trying to get the run off the corner. He's trying to find some advantage up on that high side.
These guys are going to be using up their stuff and going to have a great battle to the finish. Still, it looks like Waldrop is going to pull behind Noble for the moment. Will he try and get the run? No, he's going to get there, and Noble's just going to keep running the inside because he knows Waldrop can't get the run off the corner on the outside.
Waldrop's getting really high up there. He's using that seam up there. But trying to get some clean air. Now some lap vehicles up on the high side. That's Rick Webb. Everybody files back in line. Noble leads that time. Lap 118 of 134. So that will be 16 laps to go. Now, I'm sorry, 17 laps to go. Waldrop trying to get that run off the corner. He's going up there, and he's chopping it down low. Newsom blocking Dyer.
And there's only 4 trucks left. I don't know why you would block here, but Newsom gonna put the block on Dyer, and you know Dyer isn't happy about that one. Will we see maybe a bump and run? Will Matt Dyer give him a little, will he rattle his cage a little bit, as the late, great Dale Earnhardt said?
$16 laps to go from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Dyer trying to find his way to the outside now, back to the inside of Greg Newsom. Chuck Waldrop is drafted back up to Chris Noble. Dyer.
It looks like Matt Dyer will clear Greg Newsom for that 3rd position. Now he's going to try and hunt down the 7 of Chuck Waldrop.
Chris Noble has now opened up a 2/10 of a second advantage, and at that, actually, Waldrop closed there hard on the edge of the corner. Waldrop trying to roll that center, use that draft, use that slipstream, trying to get back to Chris Noble. Whatever tire there's left in that 7 truck, he's using it all up, trying to get to the inside. Almost got to the tailgate there. Now Waldrop way up the track. Waldrop fighting to get himself into the championship 4. Same with Chris Noble, same with Matt Dyer. One of these drivers wins tonight. If they do, they're locked into the championship 4.
And being locked into the championship 4 is something special. You have a chance to go win a championship. I don't know if there's any prizes involved with MSRA, but if there is, you know, you get to win a special prize for the championship. Again, I'm not too sure. I'm not saying there is, but what it would be for these drivers to do that and be able to win a championship as Matt Dyer goes to the inside and clears Chuck Waldrop.
I mean, that's a tire finish there. I mean, Dyer has 8 lap fresher tires than Chuck Waldrop had that 5 lap fresher tires. And he just powered right on by. Now he's looking to close that gap up to Chris Noble. We're going to be coming around. This time will be 12 laps to go. Does Noble have what it takes to hold off Matt Dyer? Matt Dyer trying to go from pole to the checkered flag tonight, if he can get around Chris Noble. Again, Noble has a 3/10 of a second advantage at the line. 12 laps to go. Dyer trying to close that gap. Again, Dyer has the freshest tires of the front drivers. Dyer has 5 lap fresher tires than Chris Noble and 8 lap fresher tires than Chuck Waldrop.
And it looks like Matt Dyer is slowly catching Chris Noble. He is hunting down Chris Noble, and he wants to get himself locked in, but so does Chris Noble. How hard will we see these 2 fight to the end?
On the other hand, here's the other thing. I don't know why Michael Sestini didn't pit. He has now lost a spot to Matt Knight and looks even more off the pace than the 11 truck. So Matt Knight is going at it for a potential top 5 in that number 11. And, you know, that thing as destroyed as it is, the top 5 is a win.
Yeah, I'd say so. He would be definitely happy with the top 5, and you know, not having a good race, not having a good situation early on in the race, getting a top 5 would be happy for him, as we have 10 laps to go in this MSRA Truck Series race at Las Vegas. Noble still leading at the moment.
In about 9 laps time, potentially, we will know one of the 4 drivers will be going head-to-head for the Midwest Sim Racing Association's Truck Series presented by a VFW title in 3 races time at Phoenix, potentially, as Noble now extends the advantage on Matt Dyer to about 4/10 of a second. Chuck Waldrop has now lost a lot of pace here, and is now 1.4 seconds back of Matt Dyer and continues to fall. Greg Newsom a whole second behind. He continues to drop from Chuck Waldrop.
And Matt Dyer is closing in on Noble. And that's going to be because of his fresher tires and when he pitted and Noble didn't pit. So those fresher tires are helping Dyer, and he is going to keep on rolling and try and hunt down that 53 truck and get this win and put himself into the championship 4.
Noble couldn't get down to the bottom that time around. This time it should be about 7 laps to go from Las Vegas. The gap has increased to from Noble to Dyer. So Noble doing his thing in clean air. Up to half a second between the top 2. Gaining is now Noble. Nearly 5.5 tenths over Matt Dyer.
All Noble has to do is hold off Matt Dyer for this win. A hard charging Matt Dyer. Can he do it? We'll find out in a couple laps time, and he is putting on a great drive, Noble is, but so is Matt Dyer and everyone else in this race who is still in it and able to keep it up here. These guys are putting on a very good drive tonight and a very good race overall.
This time by 5 laps to go from Las Vegas. Chris Noble has a 5/10 of a second advantage over Matt Dyer. Oh my goodness, Sean Bender and Alan Dobbs, they're kind of pinning Chris Noble down there.
Yeah, they're not making it easy for Noble. That's strange to see. Those two impeding on the leaders there.
That's intriguing at that. 2 seconds back from Chris Noble is Chuck Waldrop, Greg Newsom, 3.7 back, Matt Knight, 13 seconds back, and Sestini is just a little ways up the road now. 4 laps to go, and it's a 4/10 of a second advantage that Noble has over Dyer. Dyer's closed up a 10. Dyer hit the apron there and won a 2-0. It's going to grow once again. Now back to 5/10 of a second. And the job that Chris Noble has done. He's kept himself in the mix all day long. And he's just got to put himself in the right place at the right time. He was aggressive when he needed to, not, conservative when he had to be. And here he is with 3 laps to go, leading Matt Dyer, who's now closer to under 4/10. It's not over yet.
Yeah, it's not over just yet, but with 3 laps to go in this thing, it could be all said and done, but Matt Dyer is charging. Matt Dyer wants to win. Like we've said time and time again, he wants to win this race. He's got a shot to do it, but it's going to take him 2 laps at the line to do it. Can he get it done?
2 laps to go. He's eating another 10th out of the leader, but it's not the pace enough. He's going to have to eat a little bit more out of that lead, or something's got to... Noble might have to make a mistake or something, but Dyer is catching, but it may not be fast enough.
He's trying to get there, but he's not going to be able to. It looks like we're going to... He's catching and gaining attention. We see a lap car as we take the white flag presented by Tucson Sounder.
1 lap to go from Las Vegas. The lap car not helping anyone's case there. Now, it is just Chris Noble, the back straightaway in 0.3 of a second over Matt Dyer. Try as he might, Matt Dyer is not going to get there. Chris Noble, through turns 3 and 4, is going to lock himself into the championship 4 here for the MSRA Truck Series.
And he put on a great drive, and he deserves this win for sure. He was able to keep himself up there all night long, battling out with these drivers, and it took a really good drive for him to do it, and he did, so he definitely deserved the win tonight.
5 trucks will finish on the lead lap. Michael Sestini is not going to be one of them. Matt Knight is the 5th truck to finish on the lead lap. He'll be half a lap down. 2 of the race leaders. There was only 4 competitive trucks at the end of it, but Chris Noble held off the other 3, and he did his job. And how about it? This is Greg Newsom coming to congratulate Chris Noble, and now Noble, he'll get to do his celebration on the front straightaway here at Las Vegas. And as he said, it was a great drive. Noble deserved it. He went toe-to-toe with the pole sitter, and again, before even the racks, he had to go at it with some of the best of the series, and he had to earn it, and he certainly did tonight here at Las Vegas.
And indeed he did. What a job done by Noble tonight, and not much more we could say about that. Congrats to him and unlocking himself into the playoffs, or into the championship, sorry.
Well, there's not much more we can say about it, but we'll get to hear what he has to say about it on the far side of this break. Don't you go anywhere. Post-race coverage of the Midwest Sim Racing Association Truck Series presented by VFW. Playoff race number 4, round number 2 here. The round opener of the second round goes to Chris Noble. He locked himself into the championship 4. We'll hear from him, the rest of the podium, and more on the far side of this break. Don't you go anywhere.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We're now in the post-race coverage here of the Midwest Sim Racing Association Truck Series presented by VFW Race 18 at 22, playoff round number 2, race number 4. Again, a phenomenal race we had here tonight. A bit of a wacky race. 2 big wrecks putting us on the side of, well, what happens next with only having 5 competitive trucks, and it came down to 4 competitive trucks. But it probably wasn't as weird for us as it was for the drivers, and the driver of the number 53 who got it done tonight, Chris Noble. The win should get you locked into the championship race at Phoenix. How about it?
Yeah, that was unbelievable. They had that wreck early that I got real fortunate to miss, and it took out the fast guys there. And we just worked on it, maybe a little bit better, but it was still tight. Trying to get through the corners was tricky. And when he had those 2 tires towards the 4 at the end, I thought we were done.
Well, that's what I thought as well. I was actually questioning, and again, I know y'all had just pitted. And I know he had pitted a few laps before y'all had as well. But you and Chuck Waldrop decided to stay out there. I know you can't speak for Chuck, but what was that year scene? I mean, I know you had only 5 laps on the tires, but maybe what deterred you with maybe coming down and just grabbing 2 right sides, or just to ensure that you had still. I mean, you still won the race, but what was the deterrent to keep you to stay out there?
I know on that, with the 5 to go in the stage, the crew chief called us in, and fortunately there was only 2 that stayed. So we knew we kind of had the stage 1 at that point, but we also knew towards the end if we had a late caution, we were kind of sitting ducks. And that happened there. Fortunately, we were able to pull it off though.
I see. Well, you were able to get it done here today at Las Vegas. Certainly, this should lock you into the championship race at Phoenix. What is, I guess, other than win, what do you look for now at the next 2 races to maybe set yourself up to go into Phoenix with that fighting chance?
Just a whole lot of relaxation going through Talladega. You can actually have fun racing that race now. And same with Martinsville. So those are 2 tracks where you're going to see a lot of shake-up. And now if we get caught in the big one, we're sitting pretty good.
Absolutely. 74 laps led tonight, Chris. Did you fathom that coming into tonight's race?
I didn't think we were going to be that good. I knew we'd probably have a top 5 truck. Our mile-and-a-half program has been really, really good as of late. Charlotte was real good. Texas, we led a lot of laps and couldn't get it done. But tonight we finally closed the deal.
Absolutely. Well, Chris, congratulations on your victory tonight here at Las Vegas. We'll give you the floor now to shout out whoever you get a shout out. Thank you. We're going to thank for getting the job done tonight here in Sin City.
I would just like to thank Ryan Strunk at FSM Customs, Strunk PC, Sharples Racing Graphics, and most importantly, my beautiful fiance for letting me race.
Right on. Well, Chris, congratulations once again on the win. And best luck to you in your championship bid.
All right, thank you.
Driver of the number 53, Chris Noble, getting it done tonight at Las Vegas. On the other side of that was Matt Dyer on fresh tires. Could not chase him down. He's saying bye for our Jacob Zala.
Matt Dyer, you finished 2nd tonight, and you had the freshest tires in the field, but you were not able to get the closing job done, and you finished 2nd. What could you have done better to beat Chris Noble?
To be honest, I don't think I could have done much. I think there was 5 laps difference between us. I think getting stuck behind Greg for 7-8 laps in that final run and not being able to really efficiently use them and really catch up to them, but I did have to use a bit of them to pass Greg and Chuck, but I thought we did pretty good. I thought we were going to finish 2nd regardless of who was in front of us, but yeah, it was just hard because I just lost the front end there on the long run.
I want to ask, when that caution came out, what were your thoughts? It was a very late race caution. We weren't expecting to see cautions fly anymore with the trucks that were out there. What were your thoughts on that one?
I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't have come out, or if it did come out like a few laps later. But yeah, this sucked. You're kind of just having it come out like when it did, but I mean, it is what it is.
All right, Matt. Now I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor and thank you. You want to shout out who you have to shout out for your run tonight, second place here at Las Vegas.
First off, to you guys for broadcasting the league, veterans of foreign wars, CM Motorsports, Red Rhino Construction, BRN, Raise Energy, Rep Sports. Shout out to Thin Line Racing as well. So, thank you.
Right on. Well, that is again our second place finisher, driver of the number 2 truck, Matt Dyer, getting it on the podium tonight. Again, from pole, led 16 laps. Didn't really see much of him after that though. Try to see if he can get himself into the playoff, into the next round, into the championship 4 over the course of the next 2 races. But now we're gonna bring in driver of the number 7 and our third place finisher tonight, driver number 7, Chuck Waldrop. And Chuck, you able to get yourself out in that lead, led some laps there. What was the plan or the reasoning behind you staying out there at that late race caution? Was it a track position? Because you had 8 lap old tires at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was good on long run. My truck was real good on the long run. And I was thinking, I saw him stay out, and I was like, well, I'll stay out too and see and see what I can get done. I mean, I could have come in the next lap actually because I thought about that. I thought about coming in the next lap, but anyway, in retrospect, I probably should have taken tires because I think that might have been the winning move. But nevertheless, I started overheating a little bit. I was a little aggressive on the tape. Started overheating a little bit. So I had to drop back. Be happy with third.
Well, it says in the points sheet that you're 19 back at a cutting line, and I know that's no, it should be 10 actually. It's a little out of order, but yeah, you're 10 back at a cutting line to Matt Dyer. But a great run tonight here at Las Vegas. How do you see yourself going forward to Talladega again? It's I mean, if it can happen at Talladega and then Martinsville.
Yeah, Talladega ought to be pretty good race. I'm usually pretty fast there. I've got a real good set for there. So probably the same strategy for me. I'm probably going to be a little conservative at the first and try to compete for some stage points and then try to compete for the win at the end. But hey, I kind of blew it last week. I want to tell you guys. I said something about it being my wife's birthday, and she's listening to the broadcast, and I didn't wish her a happy birthday. So I'm going to wish her a happy birthday tonight and get myself out of trouble, okay?
Fair enough, Chuck. For sure, absolutely. Happy birthday. Happy late birthday to her, and hopefully she had a great time. That being said, Chuck, you got the podium tonight, and I know that's a great run, a great momentum boost at this point of the rate of the season. Did you fathom yourself getting the podium tonight here at Las Vegas?
Well, if you guys look back, I mean, I won the race earlier in the season at Las Vegas, so I had a good set here, and I had all week to work on it, unlike last week. So, I really kind of disappointed. I mean, I thought, when Dobbs went out and Gifford went out, they've kind of been the two toughest trucks to pass, and I thought maybe I might have a shot at that point. So, all in all, a good night. I mean, I'm happy with the podium.
Absolutely. Well, Chuck, once again, congratulations on the podium. We'll give you the floor here to shout out who we got to shout out. Thank you. We're going to thank for helping you get that job done tonight.
Well, I'd like to thank BFW for sponsoring the series. They I've always been a big fan of veterans, and that's who I'd like to thank. And really, I was running my own set tonight, so I thank the guys that practiced with me, but pretty much this is my own deal tonight.
Well, right on. I guess it'll feel a little bit better since it was all your own hard work that went into that truck this week and tonight. So, well, congratulations at that on the podium, the 8 laps led tonight. And best luck to you, Talladega and Martinsville, on your bid to try to get into that championship 4.
Thank you, sir.
And again, driver of the number 7, Chuck Waldrop, who lit up the show last week at Bristol. He'll follow that up, by the way, with running so well tonight. And even before all the accidents, he got himself up there into the mix with saving his tires and moving his way forward, slicing and dicing. So again, very, very exciting stuff to see out of Chuck Waldrop. And again, it was something else. We called at the beginning of the show. It's going to be a plate race-esque feel, or pack racing type of race. And that's definitely what it turned out to be, with multiple big ones. But then only having 4 competitive trucks at the end was very wacky indeed. But we made the most of it, and we still had great racing with only 4 up there.
Yeah, we did have a lot of great racing, and it was actually pretty exciting at the end there. Even with 4 trucks out there, it was the best race all night, and I credit these guys. These guys drive out there, they drive aggressive, they drive hard, they want to win and be a part of the championship. So it was a lot of fun to watch tonight, and I had a great time.
Absolutely, and now we'll get the chance to go through, the drivers who did finish the race, and then the grocery list of DNFs that we have here tonight. Chris Noble, again, the race winner tonight by 0.3 of a second over Matt Thayer. Chuck Waldrop comes home in 3rd. Greg Newsom 4th. Those are the main 4 competitive trucks at the end of the race. Matt Knight will finish on the lead lap here in 5th. Michael Sestini will be the first truck 1 lap down in 6th. And then Rick Webb in 7th, 4 laps down. Zenla Collins will come in 8th, 5 laps down. Corey Hassler 9th, 8 laps down. Alan Dobbs will finish this race 16 laps down in 10th.
And then after that, you have John Bender in 11th, 17 laps down. Richard Clement in 12th, 57 laps down. Bill Dolph in 13th, 74 laps down. Jordan Brockel in 14th, 82 laps down. Justin Carey in 15th, 83 laps down. John Gifford in 16th, 87 laps down. Sean Giroux in 17th, 132 laps down. And John Verga, who did not start tonight, 134 laps down.
It's going to be intriguing to see what that 68 could have done tonight, but he did not take the green. That is how the 17 drivers who did start the race fared, and John Verga, who did not take it to the green. Again, wild race at that, but there's a lot more coming. How about tomorrow night? The Intimidator Challenge, 76 laps at the Talladega Superspeedway, and get this, asphalt sprint cars, high horsepower machines, working their way around the high banks of Talladega. You won't want to miss it tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. How about Saturday, 11:15 a.m. Eastern? It'll begin the coverage of the NARL Cash Days at Long Beach. It'll be a 4-hour race with GT3 cars. We'll have the big names like Tony Kanaan's esports team. Tony Kanaan won't be there himself because of his IndyCar obligations, but Tony Kanaan's esports team and his representatives will all be there. Daniel Morad will be teaming up with Casey Kerwin at Long Beach as well. And then all the familiar faces you remember from the NARL. And it's going to be a great time. A bunch of us are going to be on the call. We're going to just have a great time for 4 hours of GT3 racing, but 5 or 6 hours on the air. It's gonna be a blast Saturday. You won't want to miss all the action. Saturday, 11:15 a.m. Eastern. Be there. And if you like the Las Vegas racing you saw tonight, be sure to tune in to the NORC Season 13 season finale at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway on Tuesday. Daniel Falkenham clinched the championship at Chicagoland with his pole, but it's still a lot up for grabs. Second on back, and of course, Daniel Falkenham trying to get his 10th win on the season. Can he do it? Find out Tuesday night at 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday, we have the Outlaw Sim Series taken to the Monster Mile. Be there at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And next Thursday night, actually, I'm not sure about next Thursday night. But that's right. We carry on here with the MSRA Truck Series, and Jacob, where can everybody find the updates for the MSRA Truck Series and all the series we cover here at PitStop TV?
They can find us on Facebook.com/PitStop TV, Twitter.com/PitStop TV _, Twitch.tv/Pit_Stop_TV, on YouTube.com/PitStop TV1, on Instagram.com/Pit_Stop_TV, and that's where you can find us.
Right on the Twitch channel at Twitch.tv/Pit_Stop_TV, and our website www.pitstoptv.com. Of course, you want to check out all things PitStop TV, grab camera packs, broadcast overlays, all that stuff. Check out the website, of course, and all the social media outlets, of course. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter tonight ran by our own Trey Shuttlesworth, who did a phenomenal job on the social media coverage as always, and of course the streams going out to YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. At that, next Thursday night is Talladega. I have to make sure that the NASCAR schedule changes every year. I have to make sure what week is Talladega. Talladega is next Thursday night for the MSRA Truck Series, and we'll see then how they fare in race number 2 of round number 2 for the playoff. Should be a wild one at that. But we can do what we do here at PitStop TV without all the support from our lovely partners like Tucson Sound Art. Your picture, your music. Make sure you use promo code PitStop TV at checkout for 10% off of your wall-mounted sound art device today. This TV broadcast also brought to you by Permanent Makeup in Maine. You deserve the best care that money can buy. We're also brought to you by Whiplash Media, the official graphic and camera provider of PitStop TV, and by BAM Racing Videos. By a race fan or the racing community, go ahead and like their page on Facebook for all the high-quality short-track racing content. Well, I believe that's going to do it here for us. From the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the Diamond in the Desert, Sin City, all that good stuff. We're happy to have had you all here for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. And for all at PitStop TV, Jacob Sala on the mic with me this evening, Trey Shuttlesworth on our social media coverage. I'm Emerson Arden. Thank you all for tuning in. Y'all have a great night. Y'all stay safe. It's cold. Stay warm. If it's still hot where you are, crazy. Stay cool. We'll see y'all next time. Either tomorrow night for the Intimidator Challenge, next Thursday for the MSRA Truck Series presented by VFW from Talladega. You won't want to miss either of those. We'll see you then.